You know, if you've been particularly astute, you may notice that the subtitles that have been showing up on the screen haven't exactly been one-to-one with what's being spoken aloud. And I'm still not sure whether that's a honest mistake, like maybe the subtitles are based on an earlier version of the script, or if that's actually intentional to go along with the fact that she's hearing many voices. The subtitles are another voice, and one that's not always accurate to the other voices. It's probably just a mistake, that's what Occam's razor would say, but the sheer fact that I'm questioning that at all says a lot about this game. Also, if I'm not mistaken, I think I might be back at the beginning. Yeah. This was one of the first vistas I had, if I recall. And that actually means that the face should be near here, shouldn't it be? The very first one I encountered that I couldn't do anything with at the time. Or maybe this is a new place and it just looks similar to that first area of the game. It's been long enough since I've been there that it's actually pretty hard to tell. I'll still be keeping my eyes peeled for a face though. So yeah, I guess due to her cowardice, some would say. Ultimately just her inability to deal with the darkness to face it. It seems that Senua was rejected from Hell. I hope I don't have to end up killing more gods to regain entrance. Although I suppose those would be entertaining spectacles in their own right.
There it is. It's dead. He's going to make us go slow. How could you keep going? Ignore the pain. I told you it was he tricked you. I told you. Where are you going? See, there's nothing to follow. Come on.
So is that Dillian, or is it something else? I wonder if there will ever end up being an Orpheus situation in this game.
A good place. Just a teenager, but not like the others. Barely functioning, she rarely left the house. Her father's in-bell made sure of that. Only occasionally did she venture out on her own, collecting firewood and herbs. Errands out in the Orkney plains. That was her world. Like this one. Barren and lonely.
Christ, game. What do you have against Senua? Is her current suffering not enough? Do you also have to retroactively add more suffering into her past? Does your bloodlust know no bounds? Ugh. In a more serious tone, I feel really bad for Senua here. Her life just seems like it's been kind of a shit pile. And I don't think things are gonna get better anytime soon. Also, it's time for FaceTime.
Senua, there will be times that you will feel alone and exhausted, like a strange little fish swimming against the tides of the big ocean. But have the faith to let go and let the tide carry you away. Because the whole ocean is your home. It does not ask you to swim against it.
Well, thanks for the hint, Mother Dearest. I don't think they've actually said whether that's Senua's mother or not, but I'm assuming it is. Or maybe mother-like figure, since from what I've just heard about her childhood, it sounds like she might have just had her abusive father. So, was that the first face I came across? I don't think it was, because I think that first one was one that was more low to the ground, and like near a river or something. I do wonder if I missed my chance to go back for that. If so, oh well. I'm perfectly fine not 100%ing this game. Just experiencing it, period, is more than enough for me.
There he was. The lone figure of a boy. Sword play under the shade of a tree. She remembers the first time she saw him. To her young eyes, he moved as if dancing. And the world danced with him. The gloom lifted. For the first time in years, she felt a ray of hope.
That's pretty well timed, ray of hope, right as I see this shining beacon of light from the sea.
The Northmen tell of a great hero. His name is Sigmund. His father's hall was built around a great tree, and one day, Odin comes and thrusts a sword into the tree, a gift to whomever can release it. Many try, but the sword only comes out with Sigmund's touch. His brother, Sigmund plots revenge. He invites Sigmund and his brothers to a feast, but when they arrive, they are met with an army, not a warm welcome. King Siggeir captures Sigmund and his brothers, steals his coveted sword, and readies them for execution.
King Siggeir sounds like such a nice fellow, doesn't he? But then again, people did tend to be dickbags in tales like that. That's what makes them entertaining. Yeah, I still can't figure out if this was where I was earlier in the game or if it's somewhere totally new. But I'm starting to think it might be somewhere totally new. Then again, this ladder is awfully familiar. I'm guessing I need to go up there, given there was a big old doorway up in that direction, so let's head back here for a second. See what's over this way. I'm thinking that ultimately the way I'm gonna progress is to listen to that hint from Mother and wade out into the sea, so I won't be doing that until I've exhausted every other option here. But now I've gone far enough that I'm starting to think that this is the way forward. You'd think after having spent so much of my life enjoying video games that I'd have a better sense of which way is the path to progress and which isn't, but nope.
Today, watching from afar, she mimicked him, affecting her own secret dance, wishing those fleeting moments of light would stretch out to last forever.
Okay, well, since I'm getting backstory dialogue, that's clearly where I need to go to continue. So, time to backtrack. I want to check out what's up that ladder first before I proceed. It's probably not going to be anything too significant, but I like to be sure. And hey, that's more time spent enjoying these gorgeous environments. How can you say no to that?
Death for Sigmund and his brothers seems certain. But the king's wife is Sigmund's sister, and she begs for mercy and implores the king to chain them up instead. He agrees. Not for mercy, though, but because he plans an even more cruel and lingering death. Chained to a tree in the forest that night, a she-wolf comes and devours one of Sigmund's brothers. She returns, ravenous, night after night, until only Sigmund is left. The next day, Sigmund's sister sends a servant with honey to smear on Sigmund's face. But to what end? Well, that night, when the she-wolf appears again, you'll never guess what happens.
Oh no, you can't end the story there. That's at the best part. I'm guessing the she-wolf ends up licking his face rather than mawing it off. Kind of a dick though to wait until only one of them is left to do that. I guess the jig would have been up as it were if she tried to save more than just him. This door looks rather important. Seems that I can't go there just yet. Do I have a quick way down from here? Because if I have to go all the way back down those stairs... well, I got a gorgeous view at least. I'm not gonna be angry, because after all that gives me more time to enjoy these gorgeous environments. And you know, speaking of gorgeous environments and gorgeous views, now would be as good a time as any, I think, to check out the photo mode. Let's see exactly how this works out. So, how... oop, that's the wrong button. I always try and press share because it's in the position that the select button would be in most other controllers. So I access photo mode with the down on the D-pad. That just makes me realize I haven't actually used the D-pad at all in this game yet. Okay, so yeah, let's exit photo mode. Let's get a good starting shot, although presumably I can move the camera freely once I'm in photo mode. Let's see... oh, if it wasn't for this one pillar here, this would be a gorgeous view. As it is, it's kind of ruining it, and if I go over this way, I end up getting less of that light, less of those god rays. Maybe I can move the camera enough once I actually enter photo mode. Alright, movement, let's see. Yeah, perfect. Oh wow, it's basically like I can no-clip through the environment. I wonder how far I can go from my character here. Oh, not very far it seems. Alright, so I want to get a really nice view here. I'm definitely going to want to be facing towards the light. That just ends up adding a lot of quite literal flair to the photo. Maybe, have the mountains be the centerpiece? Nah. If it was a single mountain, maybe, but it's part of a range, so that doesn't quite work. Maybe, try centering the tree on it with that little cross shape perfectly positioned like so. Yeah, it actually looks pretty nice. And then I've got some stuff in the foreground which helps draw your attention. Yeah, this actually looks pretty nice. I'm no master composer, I have no formal training or education, but I do try and make my photos look somewhat decent. Let's see what else I can add. So I could zoom in if I felt like it. I like having that little bit of wood on the left there, so let's keep it like that. I can get rid of Senua and enemies. I have no idea what aperture means. Exposure would be relating to the amount of light. I don't think I want to play around with these extra effects too much. See if any of these make it look better. Oh, edgy amber. It's a bit too orange for my liking. Film stock, fall colors, foggy night. Wow, they give you a lot of options, don't they? I think this is the default one, isn't it? Oh wait, nope, we have even more. Blue, teal orange, blorange, invert, night vision, vibrant, Schindler. Okay, let's just keep it normal. I can add some vignettes. Ooh, I actually like the framing that this ellipse vignette adds. Let's check out some more though. Oh, that's it. Okay, I think I will go with the ellipse. maybe make it a bit less intense. Make the border move out a bit so that it's just at the corners. There we go, that looks nice. And what is this last one? Edge detection? Oh, that looks amazing. This makes it look like some sort of fancy artwork. The sea kind of ruins it, the fact that it makes the entire sea white, but everything else is put in some really nice stock relief. Let's see what else we have. Wait, what happened to the lines thing? Hold on. Why can't I get that framing back? What happened to it? Am I insane? Did it... Yeah, why did the lines effect just disappear? Oh, okay, there we go. I guess I got rid of the intensity without realizing it. Ah, there we go. Now I have the mountains. Okay. I think I want this first intensity bar at its minimal. Yeah, the sea kind of ruins things, but I overall like how this looks. I just wish I could somehow take this edge detection effect into the sky a bit more. Maybe have some outlines there. I think that would look a bit better, but overall this looks pretty decent. So, let's take a screenshot. Does it say to do that with start or share? I can't tell. Unless it doesn't actually have its own screenshot utility and it literally just wants me to use the PS4 default. I think it might actually. But if so, then I would end up having the menu there. I guess that's why it has a hide UI option, yeah. Alright, let's save the fruits of my labor. If I remember, I might actually upload this image as well. Although you could always just take a screen grab from the video if you really wanted to. Just on the off chance someone else likes this and wants to use it as like a desktop wallpaper or something. Hopefully I'll remember to do that. Honestly, I could actually see myself going through this game another time just solely to take a whole bunch of gorgeous photos. Honestly, that legitimately adds a lot of replayability to this game. Just trying to find new situations to create ever more gorgeous photo opportunities. I knew this was a thing going in, the photo mode, but I never thought to check it out until now. This was the first time that the idea to actually check it out popped into my head. I probably had some good moments during the boss fights, but I probably wouldn't have wanted to pause during those anyway. If I did that, it probably would have ruined my rhythm, and I would have taken even more attempts than I did anyway. So it's probably for the best. And following that same line of reasoning, I don't think I'll be using photo mode anymore. Unless I end up finding just like a really good opportunity to. We'll see. So, let's actually continue on with the plot then. I think I wasted my time by going into this little alcove. Yeah, I think there's a lot of dead ends in the environment that pretty much exist purely for photo mode. Give you more angles for that and such. I see the light. Hopefully, the light is good. Like the penis, and unlike the gun.
As the she-wolf licks the sweet honey from Sigmund's face, he bites the wolf's tongue. The she-wolf pulls away, but Sigmund holds on. The chains break, and he is free. After his escape, Sigmund lives like us, hidden in the forest. His enemy, King Siggeir, believing him dead, as his sister plots revenge. And for vengeance to succeed, even the great Sigmund needs him. So she sends her sons to him. But their blood is weak and corrupted, and they're put to death by Sigmund. So his sister hatches a new plan, one that is cold of heart and pure of blood.
Well, I got the face licking part right, but I didn't guess any of the stuff that followed. Biting out a mother wolf's tongue. That's pretty badass, and unusually so.
Where is she going? What is she following? You can't even fight.
Yay, we have flowers! Let's prance in the fields.
Caught the world in bliss.
If only she could do the same. See the world through eyes anew. And dance with it. Just like he does.
Okay, I would be very remiss right now if I didn't activate photo mode. The other photo I made may not have been screenshot worthy, but by Jove is this going to be. So let's get rid of Senua. Senua, I like you, honey, but you're kind of ruining the shot. Let's see, I'm gonna want to change the movement a little bit. How much of the sky should I show? The light is rather blinding, but I think I can reduce that effect a little bit if I end up, what was that option? Grading? Yeah, if I end up changing the grading somewhat. There were a couple that were for dampening the colors a little bit, I think. Oh, this looks cool. I think I'll take one with another filter and then one with inversion. And maybe one with vibrant too, yeah. Let's see. Ooh, Schindler's pretty good for muting the intensity somewhat while still keeping some of the color. I think that might be my best option. Actually, you know what? There's probably better options for reducing the light intensity. That's probably... Oop, not that. That's probably what exposure is for, right? Because that means reducing the amount of light that is exposed to film. Obviously, there's no actual film here. But I would assume that's what that means, but that doesn't seem to be the case because lowering it didn't actually do much. I guess I'll just play around with the options until I have it looking good. Sadly, I can't move these sliders faster than I'm doing now, unless... Nope, I just tried the back shoulder buttons and it did nothing. That's kind of a shame. Maybe if I zoom out a little bit it'll help? Eh. I like my current zoom level. Let me look through the grades again. Fall colors, foggy night. I'm not really satisfied with any of these, to be honest. Maybe I should just go with none. Yeah, no, I think the framing I have and the positioning of the camera is fine enough. Maybe place the tree so that it's a little bit more centered. Nah, it can be further up. Yeah, I think I'll focus... Yeah, the framing I had before is what I prefer, definitely. Oh, don't want to do any rolling. I don't need inverted pictures much. I can always do that in post anyway once I have this on my computer. Maybe focal distance will help. I'm just trying to do something that reduces the intensity of the light. But I don't think that's gonna be doable. Damn. Okay. Let's just, get one as default. I don't think I have the, hot button set up to, quickly take a screenshot, so I'm gonna have to keep opening up this menu, I'm afraid. So let's take one that's at default, one that's inverted. Where are you, my friend? There you are. Because you can't disagree that that looks really friggin' cool. I mean, you can disagree, but you'd be wrong. That's what I'm saying. And, wasn't there... Yeah, Vibrant. Vibrant looks really nice as well. I think I might like this one the best, actually. Alright, good stuff.
What's your name?
Senua.
I haven't seen you before.
I'm not. I don't leave home much.
Oh, Zenua's daughter.
I have to go.
Wait. Who taught you to fight like that?
No one.
No one.
Well, I watched you, and
You learnt all of that from watching me? You should become a warrior, you know.
me?
I'm Dillian. I'm here for the warrior trials. Just come and watch. And bring your sword.
You can't put it into words. That moment when you look into the eyes of the one who's supposed to reassure you, make you feel safe. It only takes an instant. Fear swallows you before you have a chance to make sense of it. And darkness becomes a part of who you are. But her world changed the day the Northmen took him from her. Senua knows that there's no going back to how things were. That there's nothing to go back to at all.
Stay still, stay quiet, hide, don't tell her.
Their gods can see into your mind. They will use this power to destroy you.
They won't stop me. I can still feel him.
Whatever's left of him, they will never let him go.
I'm not gonna let him rot here.
You're the one rotting here.
Leave me alone.
You will die here.
No.
And all your suffering will have been for nothing.
Shut up! Dillian? Is that you? I'll find you, my love. I promise.
Whatcha? That whiplash, that tonal whiplash was painful. Going from that beautiful field, her remembrance of meeting Dillian for the first time,
Nothing lives.
to just losing him all of a sudden.
Won't survive.
Oh, my heart cries out for Senua. I just want to take her into my arms and hold her and tell her that it's gonna be okay.
He's waiting.
But it's best that I can't do that because that would be a lie. I very much doubt it's going to be okay. What's the purpose of this, like, monolith thing over here? It seems like it's important, being off to the side like this, but, I guess I can't actually do anything with it. So looking at the rot on her right arm, it's made its way up to her elbow. A little bit above that, actually. a bit above the crook. I wonder how others at this point compare. Is their rot progressed further, or is it much reduced? What I'm saying is, how bad am I compared to everyone else playing this game? I'm curious. Hey, I'm starting to recognize where these lore dumps are. These circles in the environment.
Sigmund's sister trades shapes with a sorceress, and in disguise, she lies with her own brother. She gives birth to a son named Sinfjotli. After a time, she sends him to the forest to Sigmund. He tests the boy and finds him strong and fearless, and so they go to take their vengeance on King Siggeir. But luck is not on their side. They're captured, and Siggeir has them buried alive.
Up, the tale continues. Also, incest. That was the one thing missing from that tale. I knew there was something missing. There was violence, family killings, fates worse than death, acts of badassery. But I knew there was one key element for a mythological tale that was missing, and it was incest.
As Sigmund and Sinfjotli are being buried alive, Sigmund's sister throws an armful of straw into the grave mound. Hidden in the straw is Sigmund's sword, the gift of Odin. They cut their way out of the grave mound and set fire to Siggeir's hall. The king burns to death. Sigmund calls to his sister to come out, so that she may live and be honored. She does come out, but only to tell him the truth. That she had slept with him, her brother, to beget a strong avenger. I am not fit to live, she says, and walks back into the fire. Strike vengeance from your heart, Senua, as there is always a heavy price to pay.
You know, mythological tales like that are a sundae. You need to make them right. One scoop of badassery, one scoop of bloodshed, one scoop of family violence. Don't forget the scoop of incest. It's easy to forget that one, but it's a key ingredient. And then, on the top, just to make it a complete product, is a nice bit of whipped misogyny. The whole her walking back into the fire because she's not fit to live. And yet Sigmund is apparently fine with that. I mean, granted, he was tricked into it, but then again, that's actually just more misogyny, isn't it? The fact that she was the one doing the tricking, that is a common role that women tend to play in these old stories. Ah, heavy sigh. I'm not sure where it is I'm supposed to be going. Hold on, let me go back down there. I don't want to miss any more of the story. It might have ended there, but I feel like there's probably at least one more entry. And as unpleasant as these types of stories can be, they're still pretty interesting to listen to, in my opinion. Just because something is ugly doesn't mean it's not worth listening to. Did I use the right amount of negatives there? I'm honestly not sure. Glowing blue thing, I'll be with you in just a sec. Let me make sure there's nothing else around here, but I think that might be it in fact. Okay, let's check out the glowing blue thing.
Take it. A sword. Take it. Dillion left it for you. Take it. Take it. Take it. It's a trick.
Imagine a sword that can slay gods. Its name is Gramr. It was forged by the god of all Northmen, Odin, and gifted to Sigmund, a great warrior.
I need this sword. It's important. Can you help me?
The sword appears whole, but it is an illusion. It shattered into shards long ago. It is said a great warrior can reforge Gramr by answering the trials of Odin, one for each shard. The roots of the Tree of Death will take you to new lands, where you will face the trials.
Go to the shards. Go to the shard. Go to the shards. What's the shard? Find it.
Oh boy, new trials. Also, its name is Grammar. Lotus Grammar E. So how do I do that? Do I need to interact with it? I'm guessing this is just gonna fail again, yeah. So where do I need to go to take these trials, is my question. Oh, well, I seem to have a new path opened ahead and there's glowing stuff in the distance, so I guess that answers my question for me. Oh, that's what these things are, these monoliths. Oh wow, there have been a lot of these. Alright, well, time to get to work. Might as well start with this one since it's the closest one by.
It's not safe.
Oh no, my battery's running
The
low.
king in the north forced the dwarves to make a sword that would never fail and never rust, and that would slice through iron and stone and bring victory to its bearer. But the angry dwarves cursed it. It would be the death of a man every time it was drawn. And it would be the death of the king. Let me tell you about the sword Tyrving.
I don't recognize this place. Where are we? Where is she?
It feels wrong. Where are we now? Burial mound. So strange that we go to such lengths to bury death. Something so very ordinary, inevitable. It's as if we conspire to hide death, because we have no answer for it. But when it comes, and forces itself onto our friends or loved ones, then comes the reckoning.
I wonder how long each of these trials is going to be. Considering how many of them there are, I'm going to assume that they're probably going to be about as long as each of those puzzle/fight segments from when I was slaying those gods. I can't imagine it would be too much longer, like the length of each one of those sections. If so, I'm clearly not even at the halfway point.
It's too dark. Take it.
I have been told this game has 6 to 8 hours of gameplay, but I tend to take longer than most. So it wouldn't surprise me if it ends up being 10 plus for me.
Who's there?
Oh, am I in the dreaded space where Jim Sterling met his match?
Like when we first met, remember?
Jim Sterling, the video game critic/journalist, of course. If you've been following any of the news about this game, you've probably heard the spat he had with it.
Did you hear that? Nothing. Was that voices? Is that his voice or the voices?
The fact that he ended up scoring it a 1 out of 10, at least at first, before retracting it and revising it to a 7.
He's getting further.
Which was because even though he was enjoying the game, he ran into a game-breaking bug that prevented him from finishing the game, which is especially bad, since this game only has a single save file that autosaves repeatedly. And it was in a section where you had to deal with light and torch mechanics. And that might be this one, I'm not sure.
Senua, you remind me of a story that the Northmen tell about a young woman warrior. Her name is Hervor, the daughter of a berserker, born after he was killed. She's a wild, willful child who teaches herself to fight with weapons. When she learns where her father is buried, Her only desire is to reclaim the treasure buried within, but above all, the sword, Tyrving.
Alright, I really feel... Wow, look at this glitchiness. I really feel like I should be able to light these things. These are clearly light sources. They presumably have some sort of flammable material within them. But I guess the game just isn't letting me. I really wish I could do that just to mark where I've been, but... Oh! Can I light this? There we go, okay. So I can't light those, but I can light the standing torches. Fair enough. That way I can somewhat keep track of my progress.
You don't know what they might do. Turn back. She has to keep going. It's not safe here. She has to
Right or left? Right looks darker, so I'm gonna head there. I'm gonna have to face the darkness before long after all, so I might as well go headlong into it.
You have to use your mind. Where can you go? You're failing. Find another way. Think. Focus.
Oh, I just ended up going backwards, didn't I?
Let him slip through.
Seems we have a Lost Woods situation here.
Don't doubt yourself. You'll never find it. She doesn't recognize it. Yes, you do. You know.
Okay, so I guess I have to take the left then. Fair enough.
Where are you?
I can hear him.
Herver disguises herself as a man to join a band of warriors, and soon becomes their leader. When they come to the island where her father is buried, her men do not want to go ashore. They say that evil haunts the island, and that it is a worse place by day than other places are by night. Fearless, she lands alone. There are many grave mounds, and all of them have ghostly flames burning over them. She comes to the grave mound of her father after passing through these ghostly fires, as though they were mist. The flames I passed through were real enough. Damn the Northmen to hell.
Oh, started getting a little bit too far away near the end there. The voice dropped off a little bit. Whoa, that was glitchy looking. I think a whole bunch of the environment just suddenly loaded in. Or something, some sort of effect. This is pretty cool. I can tell which pathway I need to take by which torches are lit. Which one has an unlit torch, or no lit torch. So that way it's not trial and error at all. Oh, but what about this last decision? Where do I go then? Let's head to the left since it worked out last time. Alright, it still seems to be working. Oh, don't want to go there. I'm amazed that this game continues to introduce novel puzzle-solving mechanic. You know what I just realized? Can I head backward, or do I just lose all of my progress? That one fork where I went to the left rather than the right, the second-most one. I just realized that going to the right probably would have taken me to another one of those lore stones. Because that had a similar look to the room the previous lore stone was in. I think I'm there right now. Let's find out. Oh no, this is somewhere else entirely. Huh, I guess I have multiple ways of proceeding then.
What's happening?
Quiet. He wants me to find him. I'm lost without him.
Okay, I apologize for wandering back and forth like this, but now I'm starting to think that that way is progress. And the way I was initially heading might lead to another lore stone. I have no idea if it's possible to miss these, but on the off chance it is, I want to hedge my bets. It does, as far as I can tell, it doesn't seem like my progress is actually reset, as long as I don't take the right pathway. I'm actually not even 100% sure if these pathways are illusionary at all, or if they're just designed in a way that's confusing. Like, in actuality, they are all physically connected together. You just end up coming back around to ones you've been before because of how the paths end up forking. Okay, this is just straight up a dead end. Sorry about that. I received an alert from my phone. Nothing that concerns me, it was one of those Amber alerts. I hope whatever child is missing is found quickly and safely. 'Cause, it sucks when those things happen. Did I just go backwards? I'm honestly not sure. I kind of lost track of where I was heading. Hopefully this is new.
Within the burial mound, Herver calls on her father to wake from death and bring her his sword. She says that it is not seemly for the dead in their grave mounds to bear valuable weapons. Her father answers with words of warning. You go to your doom. Baleful runes surround you. You have gone mad. You have lost your mind. Your thoughts are confused. It is dangerous to wake the dead. Like I said, she reminds me of you.
You know what else is confused? Me. Oh dear, I might end up spending more time here than I'd like. I'm getting a little bit lost. Let's see if I can backtrack to that little, small passageway I could worm my way through. I think it's over here. Clearly that other path is not progress. It was in fact a lore stone. Hey, here we go. Perfect. I didn't waste too much time then, in the grand scheme of things.
That voice. It's not Dillian.
God, the atmosphere here is so thick I could cut it with a knife. And it would end up likely bleeding as well, considering all this red coloration. Jeez. Alright, that seems like progress, so let's check over here first. Oh, it's just the torture chair. How wonderful. Actually, it might just be a regular chair. I think I have torture chairs on the mind because, I recently just played through the Tower of Latria in Demon Souls. I'm playing the game for the first time in a long while, and I'm quite enjoying it. Well, I seem to be at the end then. Hey! Perfect.
Wants me to face my fears.
Father? I'm leaving. I've decided. I think it will be good for me.
It's the darkness. It's speaking through
No,
you.
Dad, it's me. I think I can beat it. In my own way.
I can see the darkness in your eyes, child.
I met a boy.
Boy.
The chieftain's son.
No.
He said he could help me.
It's a trick.
He said I could be normal.
Normal.
Yes.
No boy is going to save you. No one can. When they see the rot growing inside you,
No.
they will turn their back on you. The gods can only fix you through my hand. You're going nowhere.
No.
You will not defy the gods! Come, child, take my hand. Come. Senua.
I am leaving!
You cannot escape the darkness. Your curse will make everyone suffer. You will have blood on your hands!